Cheevo, guys.
What up, guys? This is Cheevo Guides, back here again with another achievement guide. Today we're going to be focusing on the full clear achievement or trophy in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. This achievement is unlocked during the hunting season mission in the campaign. To unlock it, we must complete every point of interest on the TAC map. After the intro part to the mission, you'll end up setting up base. It's going to start off with the little cutscene where you're going to receive your TAC map. This is the one level in the game that isn't linear. It's more of an open world style level, and this is basically the map for that level. And in the map we have multiple points of interest, which are all of the different markings on this map. And we basically need to drive around to all of the points of interest and complete each of them. I want to mention, when you complete any of the points of interest, it actually puts a little check mark next to it. It's kind of hard to see unless you really look close, but after we complete our first point of interest, I'll show you what the check mark looks like. So if you find yourself visiting all of the points of interest, and for some reason your achievement or trophy is not unlocking, I would look at each of them individually and make sure each one has a check mark. Because not only do you need to discover all of the points of interest, but you need to complete each of them. So in this roughly 35-minute video, I'm going to be completing each of these points of interest, which is ultimately going to unlock our full clear achievement or trophy for completing all of the POIs on the TAC map. A point of interest can be a variety of things. It could be an enemy encampment where we need to clear all of the enemies to be able to complete that objective. Or it could be something as simple as a supply drop, and all we got to do is go interact with a supply drop to complete that point of interest. Now I want to make sure you're not wasting any of your time, so I want to clarify that you only need to kill all the enemies in the points of interest that require you to clear that base camp. You do not need to kill all the enemies around the scud launchers. You'll find that in my video, when it comes to destroying the 3 scud launchers, I take care of those very quickly, and I do that by shooting a rocket launcher from a distance, so I get in and out of those areas. No need to kill all the enemies around the scud launcher areas. Another thing that I end up running into eventually is my vehicle gets damaged and eventually blows up. If this happens to you, you can open your TAC map and you can fast travel back to your base camp, in which it will respawn your vehicle. Once you get your vehicle replaced, you can just continue where you left off. Alright, so after you're done looking at your TAC map for the first time, they're going to instruct you to go talk to Gladney, which is this guy over here under this tent.
We'll follow your lead.
And basically what you want to do is you want to make sure that you exhaust all the different dialogue options with him so he can tell you details about all the different objectives on the TAC map. Now I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this part, but if you pay attention, he basically explains everything that you have to do, including one random mission that we have that requires us to go back up some soldiers that need some help. After you exhaust all the dialogue options with Gladney, we can go ahead and start our mission. So go ahead and gear up with whatever you want. I recommend getting at least 1 rocket launcher. If you ever run out of rockets, you can reload your ammo on the side of your truck. After you got everything that you need, including a rocket launcher, we can go ahead and jump in our vehicle. Anytime you go in your vehicle, all of your allies are automatically going to spawn inside. From here, we're going to go ahead and head to our first point of interest, which is actually a simple one. It's just a supply drop. And for the supply drop point of interest, all you got to do is go up and open the supply drop to complete that point of interest or objective. And for the supply drop point of interest, all you got to do is go up and open the supply drop to complete that point of interest or objective.
That'll help. We should grab any others we find.
Let's keep moving.
Now, if you open up the TAC map, we're going to see that little check mark showing we've completed this point of interest. This is important because this is how you track which ones you've completed and not completed. So we're going to go ahead and set a waypoint on the next closest one on the map. And we're pretty much going to do this from POI to POI until we complete all of them. So for this next point of interest, we actually have to clear this area or clear this camp. So you want to make sure that you and your teammates wipe out all of the enemies You know you've completed it because you get a notification on the upper left hand corner showing that you've completed an objective for clearing a base camp. Not only that, but if you open up your TAC map, you'll see a little check mark next to this POI.
Pantheon isn't here by accident.
So again, just make sure you clear out all these enemies and we'll go ahead and complete this POI and move on to the next one. Now the next one's actually going to be a scout. Again, these POIs are really simple. All we got to do is go find the scout, talk to them. They're going to give us some intel on the Scud launcher, and we're going to try to shoot and take down the Scud launcher from a distance with our rocket launcher. But first, again, we're going to go talk to the scout that's pretty close to the Scud launcher area.
On your right. Rocky's close by. Keep low.
Case, 6 o'clock.
Alright, so the scout's going to be at the very top of this tower, so just go ahead and climb the ladder all the way up. Once you get on top, go ahead and talk to Sergeant Jeffy. That's one of the 3 scouts that we need to talk to on the TAC map. There's basically a scout or POI for each of the 3 Scud launchers that we need to take out. Now typically you could see the Scud launcher from the scout area, so all we got to do is find the Scud launcher. We're going to pull out our rocket launcher and take it out with our rocket launcher. It should only take 1 rocket. After that, all of the enemies are going to be notified and they're going to try to chase you down or shoot you. Just go ahead and sprint for your vehicle.
Let's bounce.
Jump right in your vehicle. Again, your fellow soldiers are going to spawn right into your vehicle, so no need to wait for them. And then we're just going to get out of here. Because again, for the Scud launcher areas, there's no requirement for us to take out all of the enemies. Only the Scud launchers themselves. So let's see on our TAC map. We actually have an objective that's right here, right next to us. And it's a supply drop. So just go right here. There's going to be a few enemies located around this supply drop. We're probably trying to take our stuff. Want to go ahead and open up that supply drop. That's going to complete this POI. You're going to grab what's inside, and we're going to move on to the next one.
Yep. All clear now.
Pull up the TAC map, and the next one we're going to go for is right here. This is a SAM outpost. For these objectives, we just need to take out the SAM. There will be a ton of enemies around this area. You probably need to take out a couple of them so you can get close enough to hit it with the rocket launcher, but there are no requirements to clear out all the enemies around it. You just need to take out your rocket launcher and shoot the SAM once with the rocket launcher and it should destroy it. The SAM is the tank looking thing with a bunch of rockets on top. Once it's clear enough where you're not taking a ton of damage, either take out some C4 or pull out your rocket launcher and go ahead and destroy the SAM site. That's going to be one of 3 SAM sites that are going to be located on the TAC map. That's going to take care of this POI. The next closest one is going to be this one right here. So let's go ahead and mark it on our TAC map. This next one is actually another supply drop. So we simply just need to go there, open the supply drop, and that will complete this POI.
Hostiles to your right.
Alright, so we're driving up on this supply drop. Again, there's typically a few enemies, curious enemies around the supply drop, trying to check it out, so we'll need to take them out. After you take out those enemies, we can go ahead and open up the supply drop. And again, that's going to complete the POI. Go ahead and grab the armor plates, equip some if you need some. And then we're going to jump back in our vehicle. After that, we're going to pull up our TAC map and we're going to go to this objective up here in the upper left-hand corner. This is the scout for the Scud launcher on the upper left-hand corner of the map. Again, similar to the last scout, we just need to go talk to them. They're going to give us some intel on that Scud launcher, and we'll actually be able to shoot the Scud launcher straight from the area where that scout is at.
One of Gladney's scouts. Iraq is nearby.
Alright, once you get right here, we can get out. We're going to go talk to the scout, which is Sergeant Zane. Again, they give us some intel about the Scud launcher. You can identify where it's at because there's a big objective marker next to it. If it doesn't show an objective marker, you can pull up your TAC map and mark it. Once it's marked, go ahead and pull out your rocket launcher and shoot a rocket at it. That should destroy it. If it doesn't, go ahead and shoot another rocket. I actually didn't end up getting it until my 5th shot. Again, if you end up running out of rockets or ammo, you can get some more on the side of your truck.
Welcome to the fight. I'll help where I can.
After you destroy the Scud launcher, that is completed, and we can go ahead and move on to the next closest POI, which is going to be this one right here.
Nice work back there, guys. Looks like they've been calling in some friends.
The plans are falling apart. Someone was bound to complain.
Someone forgot their boat. Got eyes on another supply drop.
Alright, we're pulling up on the next POI, which is another supply drop. So all we got to do is walk up and open up that. Not sure if it's the same for you guys, but I had no enemies around this specific supply drop. After you open it up, you'll complete this POI. Open up your attack map, and we're going to mark the next closest one, which is one of the base camps that we need to clear. So for this next POI, you will need to clear basically all the enemies that you see or that are engaging with you. Again, you'll know if you cleared the base camp because you'll get a notification on the upper left hand corner. And if you need to double check, you can pull up your attack map and look for that check mark to make sure you completed it. But yeah, it may take a few minutes to clear out everybody from this base camp. Alright, there we go. We got the notification for clearing the enemy encampments. 2 out of 4. We got 2 left. After you're done, you can search around and pick up some extra stuff if you want. But really, what we need to do next is go to the next POI. So go ahead and head over to your vehicle and then mark the next POI on your attack map. The next one we're going to go for is this one down here. So go ahead and mark that and we'll head over there.
That was it.
Alright, so we're driving up on our next POI. This is going to be another base camp that we need to clear. Specifically the third of 4 that we need to clear. So similar to the last one, we're going to clear all the enemies out of this area until we get the notification that we've cleared the base camp. Alright, there we go. We got the notification that we cleared the third base camp, so we can go ahead and head back to our vehicle. Once you get back in your vehicle, go ahead and pull up your TAC map and mark this one as the next POI. This is going to be another SAM outpost, and all we gotta do is destroy it with our rocket launcher. So just pull up close enough to be able to see it, pull out your rocket launcher, shoot it, and one shot should take it out.
Your call, Case.
And that's going to be 2 of the 3 SAM sites that we need to destroy. Again, we don't need to clear out any enemies here. We can simply destroy the SAM site and get out. Pull up your TAC map and mark this one as your next POI.
Oh, yeah.
Not too shabby.
One more SAM site to go. You all might get on Gladney's good side. Look, more supplies ahead.
We got gunfire ahead. Over those dudes.
Alright, so this next one's going to be on top of a cliff. It's actually a supply drop, and we'll need to use a rope to get up there. But at the bottom, you're going to find some enemies, so just make sure you clear out those enemies first. After you clear out the enemies, we can go ahead and use the rope to climb up. You don't actually use the rope, just use it to navigate your way up so you know where you're going. As long as you follow the rope, you'll end up finding the supply drop on top of the cliff. After you open the supply drop and complete this POI, go back to your vehicle, pull up your TAC map, and we're going to mark the next one. The next one we're going to go for is the helicopter crash. This is the one side mission that we have in the game to save some soldiers that need help. So we're going to go in there, be their reinforcements, we're going to clear out the enemies and save them. Not only that, but we're going to get access to some new weapons. One of which actually helps me get another achievement in this mission. And could also help you get the same achievement if you don't have it yet.
Use some help. Let's get in there.
Take them out.
That's the last of them.
I rather like saving the day.
Alright, so once you're done clearing out all the enemies, you want to go to the helicopter and talk to this soldier right here. After you talk to him, he's going to tell you to retrieve the air support terminal. So just go inside of the helicopter and pick it up. And from here, you have control over the air support. Now we're going to find that more enemies are on their way. I recommend pulling out your rocket launcher and taking out this vehicle right here. After that, we can go ahead and use our new weapon, which is the air support. To access the air support, first and foremost, make sure that you're in a safe area where you're not getting shot. Like, you can just go inside of the helicopter and lay down prone. After that, you can press from the D-pad to access the air support, and you're going to be able to drop a big bomb. And just make sure that you target a bunch of enemies. If you get 5 kills at the same time, you'll end up unlocking an achievement for doing so. That's the Destructive Wake achievement or trophy for getting 5 kills during a score streak in the campaign. After this, just continue to clear out the enemies, use more air support if you need to, and eventually you'll clear out all the enemies and complete this point of interest.
Not many left now. Clean 'em up.
Target locked. Diesel 2-1 bugging out.
That takes care of that.
Let's get back to Banner.
After the enemies are cleared, just go talk to the soldier at the entrance of the helicopter, and that will complete this mission.
Thought our mission was over till you showed up. Thank you. From one Delta unit to another. Keep the SATCOM. Godspeed.
Now, personally, my vehicle got blown up during this mission, so I actually had to use the TAC map to fast travel to the home base so that I can get a new vehicle. If this happens to you, you could do the same thing, but just so we're on the same page, this is the next POI that we're going to mark on our TAC map. So whether you're driving from the home base or driving from the helicopter mission, this is the next one that we're navigating to.
It appears your mystery group might be real after all, Adler.
But you don't trust me?
Just as much as I need to. Don't act surprised. The road forks ahead. MI6 has no intelligence on the Pantheon. Are you sure these aren't just soldiers of fortune?
Positive.
Eyes up for those SAM sites.
If we take them out, we'll have an aerial advantage.
Now, this is going to be another supply drop, but it's surrounded by enemies, so just go ahead and clear out all of the enemies around the supply drop, and then we can open it up and complete this simple POI.
Take them out!
And once it's cleared out, just go ahead and open up the supply drop. And that is 6 out of the 7 supply drops that we need to find.
Over that ridge, see it?
The next POI we're going to go for is this one right here. So go ahead and mark that. This is going to be the last SAM site that we need to destroy.
Case to your left.
All you need to do is get close enough where you can see it, switch to your rocket launcher, and shoot it down. And that's going to be the final SAM site that we need to destroy. After you destroy it, go ahead and ignore the enemies, and we're going to move on. The next POI we're going to go for is the one on the lower right-hand corner of the TAC map. So go ahead and mark that, and we'll head that way.
That's the last SAM site up ahead.
Let's wrap this up tightly, shall we? Gladly, we destroyed the last SAM.
Great work. Now get back to the layout. Reports say they may be sending a force our way. Find me when you get here.
Alright, so we're rolling up on another base camp. This is the final base camp that we need to clear. Again, these are the only ones that require us to kill all the enemies in the area. So just take your time and make sure that you get all the enemies until it notifies you that you've completed the objective. Again, if you need to double check, look at your TAC map and look for the check mark next to this POI.
Target locked.
Alright, there we go. The base camp is cleared out. It says we have 4 out of 4 enemy encampments cleared. So we're going to go ahead and head back over to our vehicle, pull up the attack map, and we're going to navigate to the next closest POI, which is going to be this one right here.
What's out here?
Impressive work, everyone. Glad you wiped out both the enemy encampments.
Oh, I could kiss you, Park.
That was...
This one up here on top of this mountain or whatever you want to call it is a supply drop. So just make your way up there. At first I was having some trouble finding a way up there, but just follow the way I go and eventually you will make your way to the top. When you get to the top, just follow the smoke to the supply drop, open up the supply drop, and we'll complete this POI. There we go, that's 7 of 7 supply drops found. After that, we're going to head back over to our vehicle and pull up the TAC map. The next POI is super close. This one right here, go ahead and mark that. It's actually the scout for the final Scud Launcher outpost. So from here, it's pretty straightforward. We're going to talk to the scout. After we talk to the scout, we're going to shoot the third and final Scud Launcher. We'll do so by shooting it with our rocket launcher, and that should be the final POI on the map, unlocking our achievement or trophy. Now, before you talk to the scout, make sure that you clear out any enemies that are following you up here. Otherwise, he'll abandon his area and he'll be hard to talk to. If you find that you mess up the scout, or if he walks away from his area and you can't talk to him, you may need to load your last checkpoint. Other than that, he should be right here. His name is Sergeant Rands, and this is the third of the 3 scouts that we need to find. Now at this point, you should have check marks next to every single POI on the TAC map, except for this last Scud Launcher. So from where you talk to the scout, go ahead and zoom in with your rocket launcher and shoot this final Scud Launcher. This should trigger the full clear achievement or trophy for clearing all the POIs in the hunting season mission in Black Ops 6 campaign. Aside from that, if you're interested in getting more achievements or trophies in this game, make sure you guys stay tuned in with my channel, as I'll be covering most of them. As always, I'd like to give a huge thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers. We just hit 5 patrons. I'd like to give a special shout out to everybody in the biggest fan club, including TimG84, Kegger101, Rockmono44, Jacob McWilliams, and Eladio Martinez. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe.